UFC returns to Montreal in May 10th. It's going to be a pay-per-view. It's UFC 315. So that's going to be at the Bell Center in Montreal. Tickets go on sale on the 28th of this month.
Hey everyone, UFC is back in Montreal, Canada, May 10. Don't miss UFC 215. Et tout le monde, UFC est de retour à Montréal, UFC 315 le 10 mai. Manquez pas ça.
Amazingly, the last UFC event in Montreal happened 10 years ago. UFC 186. Feels like yesterday. It was one of the worst crowds for a UFC PPV in the modern era. Whole top section tarped off. I thought it would be a long time before they returned. It was depressing. They couldn't give away ticks. Sport is in a much better place now. Not expecting that kind of crowd again. It'll def sell out. Great to see the UFC come back to La Belle Province.
Montreal, Quebec, Canada.
Bilal Muhammad seems to have some interest in fighting on that card. He could defend his welterweight title against Shavkat Rakhmonov that night. They may also do Manuel Fiorot versus Valentina Shevchenko for the flyweight title. Juliana Pena also has fight news coming soon, so there's a possibility that she takes on Kayla Harrison for the women's bantamweight title. Also on that card, that's a possibility. Dustin Poirier asked about fighting Paddy Pimblett. He says it's an interesting fight, but not for his retirement fight. He says legends only. He wanted to fight Justin Gaethje, but Gaethje is fighting Hooker. There are some names they're talking about. Wouldn't be surprised if Max Holloway is one of them, as well as Nate Diaz, who's still a big name in the game and wants to come back to the UFC. Turkey LL Sheik roasting Jake Paul. I think that Canelo is too young to take this fight. You can have it after 30 years when he's 60. Let them fight Mr. Beast and we can sanction it for the belt of YouTube.
Hey guys, don't pay attention in anything in this YouTuber. I just fight real fighters. Don't around with Canelo. Come on, let's go.
Expose them. So we had a signed contract to fight. Here you can see Canelo's signature and my signature to the right. Claiming he's not fighting YouTubers. Bullshit. Look at the poster. We were announcing Tuesday, February 11th. Claiming he fights real fighters, but he's fighting Crawford, a 135-pound fighter, and running from a real fighter like David Benavidez, you bitch. The truth is you can be bought. You're a money-hungry squirrel chasing your next nut. The truth is these sports-washing shady characters are paying you hundreds of millions of dollars to stop our fight from happening because they couldn't fathom the fact that they can't create a bigger fight than me and you. Al Heyman has made you hundreds of millions of dollars and you turned your back on him for this check. Disloyal. And you were begging to do this fight on pay-per-view. But I have loyalty. Loyalty to Netflix, doing the biggest numbers. And you call me a YouTuber, but you've never had a boxing match as big as mine. Remember you told my team that your daughter came home and asked if you were fighting Jake Paul? She was all excited. You said that was the first time your daughter's ever asked you about a fight. And you're screwing over all your Mexican fans by doing your fights in Saudi. It just shows what type of person you are. And I promise you one thing, Canelo. Any fight that you do this year, mine will be bigger. So go off to your boss, you Ring Magazine employee, you pink and orange bitch.
Seems like that quote-unquote signed contract to fight is actually a confidentiality agreement. There's some talk of Diego Lopez taking on Yair Rodriguez March 29th in Mexico City in the main event. Diego Lopez dismisses the rumors and says he wants to take on Alex Volkanovski at UFC 314. But Yair Rodriguez is pushing for it. He says, Diego Lopez, what are you waiting for March 29th? So I guess he wants him to sign the contract to fight him in the main event, 5 rounds in Mexico City. Lopez is 3, Yair 5. In the featherweight division, Lopez is coming off a win over Brian Ortega via decision, and Yair Rodriguez is coming off a loss to Brian Ortega via submission. That Mexico City card next month needs a main event. Right now, the biggest fight is Pyfer versus Gastelum. There was some talk of Moreno versus Urseg headlining as well.
That's my credo. No regrets.
UFC pays their respect to Dominic Cruz as he retires. Some say he's the greatest bantamweight of all time. Charles Oliveira pondering fighting in the summer at International Fight Week. Possible opponents could be Arman Tsarukyan rematch. There was talk of Chito Vera taking on Mario Batista next. Chito Vera says, Corey, I'm bored too, bud. Talking about Corey Sandhagen, I guess. They fought in the past, though. Corey won a decision in that one, but I guess he's responding to Corey saying he's bored.
Let's be real. O'Malley has no business fighting Marab for an immediate rematch. He got beat up in the first fight. He's going to get beat up in the second fight. No one wants to see that fight. I'm not booked yet. I want to fight. I am so damn bored. I'll even give this fool as much time as he wants, the way that Aljamain gave him as much time as he wants. Just UFC. Make the fight that the fans want to see, which is me and O'Malley. Make it happen soon. I'm so bored.
Sumu Darji is going to be taking on Mitch Raposo on April 12th in Miami, UFC 314. Raposo is coming off a loss to Andre Lima via decision. Sumu Darji is coming off a decision loss as well to Charles Johnson. Some of the other rumored fights for the Miami card: Pantoja, France, Burns, Morales, Shannon, Janjidoba, Reyes, Krylov, Miller, Hooper. Sean Strickland has had 100+ significant strikes in 8 different fights, tied for second all time.
Power and your speed, like I said, it's going to get taken away from you. There's going to be nothing you can do in that ring, and you're going to find out on the night. You know? Do you get it? Why are you laughing for?
I would talk to you.
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing for?
I would talk.
You're not going to be able to do nothing on that.
I would take you when I talk.
You're not going to be able to do nothing on that.
He's an absolute savage.
Have I mentioned my neck? So one fighter left to weigh in. Wrong Jew is the final man who will hit the scale. That's what I tell the police when they pull me over. You got the wrong Jew.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I don't think that's a big deal. All right, middleweight.
What's up, y'all? Just got back from getting the workout in. Got to rehydrate with some grassy water. Good stuff right there. Got organic cane sugar in it to get my blood sugar back up after the lift. Also packed with vitamin C, vitamin D, and zinc. So a nice immunity booster as well. Rehydrate the right way. Grab some grassy water. You'll be happy you did.